With the 9th pick, Montreal selects from the OHL Windsor Spitfires, Mikhail Sergachev.
All the talk surrounding the Montreal Canadiens over the last 48 hours has revolved around defense. And that was PK Subban and teams calling about the former Norris Trophy winners' availability. And in the first pick, number 9 overall for the Canadiens, they addressed their blue line.
Well, I think this is a marvelous pick. Of all the defensemen in this draft, I think Sergachev has the biggest upside out of him. Yes, there's a little bit of risk to the pick. Worried about him going back to playing the KHL. That seems to be a worry of a lot of National Hockey League teams.
He really embraced coming over here, though, at Windsor. He embraced the language, he embraced the boys, and you can now, his interviews are pretty dynamic and charismatic for a guy who's just picking up the language. So hopefully that can alleviate some of those concerns, although KHL is always out there.
Yeah, and you know what, guys? He has embraced it, but around November, he got a little bit homesick. He told his head coach, Rocky Thompson, quote, "I'm a little empty." Rocky said, listen, remember why you love the game. Remember why you played the game. It was a game against Mississauga, November 13th. He said, don't worry about structure. Don't worry about form. Just go out and play. Don't worry about consequences at all. The result, 6 shots on goal. 1 goal, 3 assists, 4 points, hit a crossbar as well in that game. And from there, the sky was the limit all season long for Mikhail Sergachev. Darren?
Comes from a little town in Russia, Nizhemkamsk, Russia, and same hometown as Damir Sharitsyanov of Owen Sound, and also the lead prospect, Renat Valyev. So there are some players that have come out of this town. But the unusual thing about Sergachev, who's a delightful young man, by the way, didn't start playing the game until he was 9 years old. That's very late for a guy to end up at this level.
Talk about the lack of a language issue here. A guy that won the OHL's Best Defenseman Award, and at their award ceremony, stepped up to the podium, accepted the award, and then absolutely owned the room.
Yeah. Well, what happened was he came over partially because Daniel Verte was a teammate with him in Windsor. When Verte got traded away to North Bay, he didn't have that Russian thing going on. He learned the language in 2 months and speaks as well as anyone right now.
To the podium,